107104.com.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, and associates. Welcome you back here to Rick's Place, where we do our best in keeping it straight, talking about our national state, and touching from time to time on local activities in politics. Our topic today here at Rick's Place, as we share this with a good Pastor Thomas here on
Welcome
The
back,
Voice,
sir. God bless you.
17104. Our topic today is be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it.
My mind.
I'm pretty sure that most of you, if not all of you, have heard that slogan before. And most of the time, I find it to be true. And then I find those who have done that come to regret it.
Wow.
And mainly that's applying to our current situation in politics, especially our national politics. I watched the debate last night between Ron DeSantis, little boots,
Oh my.
yeah, and Nikki Haley. And even though I'm a Democrat, I try to keep up on all things politics and from all parties involved. And I listened to this guy. He ain't nothing but a mini Trump. Yeah. He's bragging about the things he did in Florida while attacking her. This guy is amazing. And in his braggadocious, Florida this and I did it, Florida that, and I didn't hear too many people things. This is all about money with this guy. I said, well, what about the people?
Wow.
Because if it was so great, the elders wouldn't be leaving. I remember the elders retired from the north and went south, weather, amongst other things. But now they're leaving. Because Nikki Haley called him on the cost of living down there. He said, now you're saying all of it. You're pricing the people out of existence. We did this for Florida. See, I can't deal with a guy that is anti-people. He's probably good for business. And not saying that business doesn't have a place. But people first. Always. People first. And people are not interested in a carbon copy of your guru, Donald Trump, but they got him. They don't need you. That's why your polling's so terrible. So you cannot be a carbon copy of an original that's terrible. You figure that out yet? Your hero is under indictment. on something like 91, 92 felony charges. And you want to be like this guy? He's so arrogant that they have had several debates when there were a few Republican candidates. Now they're down to two because Chris Christie suspended his campaign yesterday. And I was sorry to see that. Out of all the Republicans, that was my favorite. And I'm not a Republican. Excuse me. The reason being is that Chris Christie, even when he was governor of New Jersey, was always a straight shooter. Chris Christie always shot from the hip. He was never misleading. He never disguised anything. If it was right, it was right. If it was wrong, it was wrong. That guy supported Donald Trump the first time out because he told you why he supported him. He was being self-serving. But that fell apart. As everything else does with Donald. Donald doesn't keep any promises. Because everything Donald Trump do is self-serving, and this guy, DeSantis, want to be like him. Dude, be careful what you wish for, and then what you ask for. Well, you wanted Donald's endorsement in it, and Donald ain't did nothing for you. Nothing. Because it's not about you, Ronnie boy. It's about him. Everything Donald Trump does is for himself. And the amazing part about it is that he has convinced so many others. I'm with you. If I was president, he said this the other day, if he was president, the Ukraine and Russia war would be over tomorrow. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. Who's listening to you? Oh, you think you can appeal to your hero because you want to be just like him? Vladimir Putin. And look at the reverse psychology there. The minute he stepped on the stage in 2016, he'd been embracing Russia and wanted to paint China as the villain. I said, whoa, that's amazing. When I remember when I was very young, a teenager, when I listened to Nikita Khrushchev on the world stage tell America, we will destroy you. Now, that wasn't Chairman Mao saying that, or Xi Jinping and all them other leaders in China. They didn't say that. Russia said that. But this guy, the orange tornado, Trump, is embracing that. So, was that the philosophy you were using on January 6th, 2021? Were you taking your marching orders from Putin? who in his archive is Nikita Khrushchev, to destroy America. We have to be insane, out of our minds, to put this buffoon back in the White House after trying to destroy the United States Constitution. That means you're going to destroy democracy. And he'll get exactly what he wants. He'll be a dictator. Told us he's going to be a dictator day one. You know what craving for power does? Because this is what this is all about. He wants complete and absolute power. Well, you know what they say about that. Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And there you are. So you'll give him another bite at the apple to destroy your way of life. The Americans have been getting away with a whole lot of things. We're a democracy. But we have a system of checks and balances. You may not get caught today. You may not get caught tomorrow. But you're going to get caught. That's the way the system works. That's the way democracy works. The opportunity for achievement works pretty much the same way. For those that are of a sound mind, may not achieve your goals today, maybe not tomorrow, but you keep at it, you're going to achieve it. But Donald don't want to wait. He don't. His goal is to control it all. And he don't care who he uses or abuses or steps on or crutches. He means to it. That's a dangerous path. Because we have some Americans just not going to put up with that. And all they're doing is biding their time. They're sick of him. They're sick of the megas, those that follow him. At some point, folks, there's going to be a breaking point in all of this. And that's what disturbs me. There's people who are just going to wake up one morning and say that this is it. And that's coming. Because you cannot keep pushing against the grain. You can't keep pushing the envelope. You can't swim against the tide. Okay, not for long. So what is Donald truly doing? What are the megas truly doing? The megas lack power. They lack control. The only power that they truly have, which all of us have, is the power to disrupt, the power to destroy. That's a position of the weak. Think about it. we should be doing everything in our power, under our control, to prevent that from happening, to preserve this democracy, to approve upon the conditions of all of the people, not just some of the people. Getting back to the debate, all night, DeSantis was attacking Nikki Haley. I thought that was an interesting position for him to take, because that showed me he fears her. He fears her ideas. He fears her approach to this office, the office of the presidency. He fears her backers, and she's gaining them every day. She didn't attack him. She just told the truth. Go to DeSantisLies.com. That's what she nicknamed his website. And she said, we went there. And most of what's on that website is a lie. She generated some thought for me. I'm going to go there. And I like researching. Not that I want to go there, but I'm on there to check it out, because if it's anything, because he's a clone of Trump, so it's probably full of I did and I. What about the people? I heard nothing positive come from this guy. Wow, we'll make the rest of America like Florida. Well, the rest of America is not like Florida. If we go to New York, it's a different culture. They're all Americans. They have a different way of doing things. Go to Chicago, they have a different way of doing things. They're Americans. Chicago is in Illinois. You go to Pennsylvania, they have a different way of doing things. They're all Americans. You go to Maine, okay, South Dakota, North Dakota, but you go to every state to look like Florida. That's not gonna happen, Ace. That's not. Don't be stupid. Yeah, this guy is horrible. That's why I call him. He reminds me of Caligula. Caligula started out as a good emperor, but at some point he lost his mind. Remind you anybody? To the point where the people decided he got to go. People made that decision. It was just a room of soldiers that carried it out. But where did that feeling come from? Where did that perspective come from? The people. The people are not going to tolerate tyrants for long. Throughout history, if you look at a history book, tells you that. How long do you think Americans are going to put up with it? These boy generals, these wannabe tyrants. See, Americans can't handle that. They've never lived under that. They don't know what that is. But they've seen it, and they don't like it. Are they going to have it here? No, America will defend herself against that. That's the whole reason for the U.S. Constitution. They came from an existence like that. That's why you had the Mayflower. Now, there was some not so nice things done in the beginning, and we experienced that. Young developing countries always make terrible mistakes that they need to correct and are still correcting. And that goes on in a democracy. But under a totalitarianship, a tyrant, he's not changing anything. Just the way I said it is, and because he is the sole lawmaker and lawgiver. Try living under a system like that. And you got some buffoons, bigger buffoons than him, talking about, I can live with that. No, you can't. Careful what you ask for. You just might get it. And that would be a sad day for this country. Especially when you got an idiot at the helm, like Donald Trump. He'll quickly embrace somebody like Ryan. Ryan don't think for himself. He's stupid too. Listen to this guy. And all you can do all night long is attack this woman. But I found out in the Republican Party, the women in that party scared the men in that party to death. Or any other powerful woman. They still talk about Hillary. They still talking about Nancy Pelosi. They are still, the woman is deceased, gone. God rest her soul. They still afraid of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I look at these guys. I say, who are these powerful women that scare y'all to death? Why not embrace them? If their ideas are correct, if they're doing the right things, that they're pushing the country forward, embrace them. Oh, Sandra Day O'Connor scared them, and she was in their party. That's amazing. And now, right now, Nikki Haley scares them. So all you could do is attack her. This woman was the governor of South Carolina. She was the UN ambassador to the United States. She got more foreign policy in her baby finger than Ron DeSantis has in his whole body. That's on the Republican side. Why wouldn't you want this woman at the head of your party instead of these two knuckleheads? Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis. Oh, well, I like Ron, and then what is there to like about Ron? Well, I guess you like both of them racist. They have shown that, but they don't care. They don't care what you think. Careful what you ask for. Just might get it. Donald, it is arrogance. He didn't bother showing up to debate. You know why Donald didn't show up? But Donald got too much baggage. Those Republican candidates would have beat him up, smacked them over the head with a bottle. With all he got hanging over him. So he just chooses not to go through that. He just chooses to keep talking to the American people, those that are listening to him, all that foolishness, and keep on lying to them. That's easier. You ever notice, though, he ain't too braggadocious about the crowd sizes like he was when he first ran in 2016, because it's not there. And that keeps him worried. Abraham Lincoln. There's a famous quote from him, one of the famous quotes. And the quote goes, "You can fool some of the people, some of the time. Most of the people, most of the time. But you can't fool all of the people all of the time." And I think Donald's beginning to realize that. As was DeSantis is a little slow. He has it. And that's why Donald has nicknamed him Ron the Sanctimonious. There's nothing sanctimonious about Ron DeSantis. But that's the nickname his Lord and Master gave him. So he embraces that. Donald's all right. Donald, he's scared to death to criticize Trump. He tried to do it mildly last night. That didn't work. Nikki Haley, who worked for him, Donald appointed her ambassador. She was smart enough to say he was the right president for that time. Now his time has passed. Smart move. Can't. That's the way to say the same thing that my main man, Chris Christie. I like Chris. I don't think he's better than Joe. That's who I support, Joe Biden. Kamala Harris. I'm a Democrat. They're Democrats. I happen to think that their Democrats are doing a terrific job. But there's always a but. As far as the Republicans are concerned, you're saving grace. Your party's saving grace is Nikki Haley. Okay, it sure ain't Ron DeSantis. And it definitely ain't Trump. Trump's track record shows you that. You want to get back to being a viable party with credibility, a party that means something. Get rid of them maggots and them nuts and putting them in position of power and control, and you keep descending. What does that tell you? Look at the last 3 election cycles. He's won a thing. You got to get back on the winning track. Well, you better get somebody like Nikki Haley to show you the way. Or you're not. I happen to think the two-party system works when both parties works towards a common goal, the goal of the people. The goal of democracy, the goal of being true world leaders, embracing your friendships and partnerships. But you have to be willing to say when they're wrong. As well as when they're right. These are things we want you to think about. Be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. Thanks for being here today, folks. Appreciate you always. And we're going to keep fighting for what's right and what's good for the people. Have a nice day.